Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are staying strong in this maelstrom of gang stalking. So, I mentioned in one of my previous videos how my gang stalking started, or what is referred to as the D-Day, which ended with me going to the psych ward and staying there for 2 months actually. So that's the what happened to me and exactly. But I wanna dedicate this video to what I think, who I suspect is behind this. I mean, who people usually talk about, you know, who is behind this, who put you on the program, how did you get on the program, what were the reasons for that. So obviously, I must have been under surveillance for at least a year or something like that, as they mentioned in some of the videos. Before they actually go full on and uncover their program or whatever. So, who do I suspect put me on this program, if you want to call it that? To be honest, I don't know exactly. I can point various fingers in different directions, and there are people that I find to be like when I rewind everything that happened in the past. Um, I can sort of point fingers at various people, but I don't know for sure because I don't have any evidence. However, there's one connection that I find to be very odd, which is someone that I used to study with in my master's degree. I used to study in Glasgow, in Scotland, and I did my master's there. There was this girl that studied with me, and she seemed like a relatively nice person. I'm not sure if she was into me or something like that, and maybe she felt a bit jilted that maybe I wasn't giving her the attention that she wanted. As I mentioned, I'm a relatively good-looking guy, so I'm always getting chased by women. Not trying to boast, I'm just saying it happens to me a lot. So maybe that was some kind of jealousy thing. They say that hell hath no fury greater than a woman scorned. So women can mess you up if they have a reason to come against you. So where am I going with this? After a couple of years, I went and I started my career and I was working and everything was fine. And then, one day, right at the time when I'm like being gang stalked, she posts. This is very strange. She posts on Facebook a picture of her wearing military attire. I thought that was so strange because, you know, why would she be wearing that military attire? I mean, it didn't make any sense, but um, that's, that's just what I find out. And so I comment on her picture and I go like, wow, holy shit, I didn't expect this. And then she replies with this weird GIF image of one of those Simpson guys. I don't watch Simpsons, but the old man, the evil old man, and he's doing something with his fingers, and he's like doing like a manipulation symbol with his fingers, and he's salivating, and his mouth is like white, he's salivating, and his eyes are like completely blurred out. And I didn't really understand what that meant. I thought it was like an insult or something, and I was just like, I just replied to her and I was like, fuck you. Literally. I shouldn't have done that, but I did that, okay? And I think that ever since, that's been linked to my gang stalking in some way. Because apparently she's in the military, from what it seems like. I mean, she blocked me and everything, but why I strongly suspect that, because A, she's got connections in the military, and I was stupid enough to piss her off. And then this whole shit happened. So that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if it's a military program or something to do with the government, then there you go. That's the connection. Also, another thing is when I was in Denmark in Copenhagen, I was in the airport. I was sitting on the floor just waiting for my flight to come to get on my flight. And This lady, she passes by very suspiciously. She looked like someone who is on a mission. Like she looked like someone who is man, how to explain this? Like, you know, like James Harkin, he refers to, he's like these secret shoppers kind of thing. It felt like a sting operation. It felt like someone that was a cop or a secret agent or spy or something like that. Beautiful lady, mind you. Nordic looking, probably from Denmark, actually. Maybe not. And she just sort of looks at me and then looks at some of the people that were with her. And then she does that same gesture. You remember that GIF image that was sent to me by the girl who's in the military? That same gesture she does with her fingers and her hands in the air. Manipulation tactic like this. You know? Like that. And as she's laughing and looking at me and looking at the people who are with her, and they were called like obviously they were in on it. They knew what was happening. They were all like laughing together, ha 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 ha, you know, uh, sort of like sending me a message. So that gives me like a strong indication that this has something to do with it. Though in all honesty, before me pissing off this girl, I was being gangstalked, but just not to this intensity, mind you. So my gang stalking actually happened a long time before I was in Copenhagen. So that was, about a year before that, when I was in England, and that had nothing to do with that. So that's just a little clue as to who is actually involved in my gang stalking, who put me on this fucking program. And it seems that multiple people can put you on the program many times, it seems, or make your case worse, your situation worse. So as I mentioned, but like initially, who put me on the program? I think in my case, it might have been like it's some kind of like cyber stalking. It started out as cyber stalking. I was cyber stalked, and they found out some things that I had done, and they used those things against me. Mainly that I had some issues with my ex, and mind you, my ex is a pretty horrible person. By the way, if you're a targeted individual, stay away from women who are trouble. Any woman who's got like red hair, that's like fake red hair, like not natural, like fake red hair, those are usually borderline women. If you know anything about borderline, it's a mental disorder where women are kind of just troublemakers. They'll cause lots of trouble. They'll try to kill you. They'll try to make false rape allegations against you. They'll try to destroy your life, your reputation, anything they can get. They'll just mess with you. Expect the worst. So these women, I mean, she was sick in the head. She was mentally ill in many ways. She had tried to commit suicide. I don't know. Maybe she was gang stalked at some point, and then she joined the gang stalkers or something like that. Because there were some really suspicious stories she told me over the duration of our relationship. And mind you, this was a long distance relationship. I was in the UK and she was in Sweden. Anyway, it culminated in me pissing her off because I insulted her and I told her to fuck off and so on and so forth because of some manipulation and lies that she had lied throughout the relationship and things like that, which I admit is completely my fault. I should not have been so mean and borderline threatening that I was. Not ideal, but it happens. Hey, who can say that we are immune to getting pissed off and insulting people and telling them to fuck off? Or, it happens. People break up, they fight, they say nasty things to each other. It happens all the time. But anyway, it was used against me basically because one day, because I told you when I was traveling and then the D-Day happened, one of the things that D-Day happened was all about my ex. They had divulged all the email communication between me and my ex, and they were using that against me, especially in the workplace, to not only harass me and attack me, but to make fun of me. And also when I was going in the community, there was this guy who I shit you not, this actually happened. I shit you not. Listen to this. This guy was wearing a T-shirt that on the back said, "Don't stalk your ex. Follow your best bet," or something like that. Literally, it said that on the back of, and I knew because it was my D-Day. I knew it was targeted at me. I knew for sure, for certain that this was about me. This guy, this gang stalker, was trying to say like that I was stalking my ex, and like I should follow my best bet. I don't know what he means exactly by that. Maybe that I should go to jail or some shit like that. And of course, I didn't stalk my ex. The point is, and I never was indicted for anything because I'm not guilty of anything. Plus, we don't even live in the same country, and I never traveled to see her after we broke up. So it's ridiculous to even claim that I'm a stalker. But you know, but I did have communications with her on the internet, just email basically, nothing much more than that. I mean, I didn't follow her on the social media. It was just internet email that I sent her some emails, and some of them were kind of aggressive. But that's about it, really. If that qualifies as stalking or cyber stalking, I seriously doubt it because it's, you know, cyber stalking is a little bit more, I don't know, there's like legislation set up which can actually define what cyber stalking is. Anyhow, so yeah, that's something that he did, and he was like, don't stalk your ex and this and that, and I knew that it was all connected to this. So she probably got people to gang stalk me somehow. I don't know how, but either I got hacked and the gang stalkers found something that they could use against me, or it was actually my ex, who was pretty messed up in the head, to be honest, and a troublemaker. She told me that she always used to get her. To be honest, I was really stupid and naive back then, because she would tell me all these stories about the men that she was with, and how she would like manipulate them, and she would like accuse them of cheating on her, and then she would like bite them on the like ear, just to cause a fight with them and then break up with them. The girl was insane. I mean, almost like a psychopath. You know what I mean? Like not exactly a psychopath, but almost. Sick in the head kind of person, And she was raped when she was 25 or some shit like that. And she's like, ever since she says like she said that she has like she uses sex as a weapon. Who says shit like that? You know what I mean? I use sex as a weapon against men. Like what the fuck, man? That's like femme fatale shit, I use sex as a weapon, and I hate men. I can't love men. I hate men. I'm like, okay, you never told me this throughout our entire relationship. You seemed like nice. You seemed normal. Well, not normal, normal. She was freaky, and I was kind of attracted to that freakiness. But I mean, I later found out that she used to be a stripper. I mean, this girl was messed up in the head, man. She was like, she used to be she used to have a really good managerial job, and at the same time she was doubling down as a stripper for no reason, not for money, just because she enjoys it. You know what I mean? Daddy issues or whatever you want to call it, but some serious like issues. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe she was connected to this whole thing. That she kind of put me on a list or got me in trouble somehow. I don't know how exactly, but found a way to get me in trouble. And that's how my gang stalking started, most likely. I also have an issue, which is that my mother is, that's the third person that I suspect. And it's funny, it's always women, you know what I mean? They know that they, they always use women to fuck with me, The third person I strongly suspect is my mother, actually, because my mother is a sociopath, and she's psychotic. She tried to burn her mother's house, my grandma's house, once. So she's really cuckoo, and she's been after me for a long time. She's tried to get me fired from my job. She tried to do all kinds of shit to me. Yeah, she tried to accuse me of being a sociopath. Again, projection. By sending all these emails to my workplace, trying to get me fired, accusing me of selling weed, at my job. Like it's a respectable job, office job, and I'll like be selling weed. Come on, man. Just generally sending nude postcards to work and all kinds of harassments. And she's been after me for a long time, and she's been like insulting me, saying how she wishes that I die, and you know, like literally just coming after me. So yeah, so that's another person that could have actually put me on this thing, potentially. It is possible. I mean, then again, I mean, maybe it's like a snowball effect. Maybe the more people are involved in your gang stalking, the worse it becomes. Like they can mess with your life in different ways. I don't know. I don't exactly know how. I mean, when you say, okay, when people say like they put you on the program, what does that mean? Put you on the program? Like how do you put someone on a program? Where do you go? Do you go on a website? Do you go and contact the police? Do you go and contact the military? Like how do you put someone on a how do you put someone on this program? So I don't exactly know, but it seems like there were a lot of odd, dodgy people involved in my situation that may have actually caused all these things to get worse, which is, probably. I mean, it seems to have a link to my gang stalking for sure, especially my ex because of the D-Day and that military girl. Why not? You know, and and of course my mother, who's been out to get me for a very long time. She's quite happy because she sent me emails once in a while. I mean, I cut her off completely, but she sent me emails and saying like, I'm just so happy that you're screwed financially and that you're gonna join your father in hell and stuff like that, and just really mean, nasty things. But it's okay, it's fine. I mean, yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm not exactly sure who's involved. I sometimes suspect my family is also involved, and they probably are, but probably in a different way, more like a, you know, sort of blackmailed kind of, what do you call it? Someone's like blackmailed to do things to you. Maybe they come to them and they say, you have to do this and this and that, or else, so they think, well, maybe it's better if we do this and this and that, just to kind of, and of course, maybe they're told lies or something like that. I mean, technically, they have succeeded so far to make me out to be some kind of mentally ill person, which I am not. As you can see, I'm talking to you and I'm very lucid. You know, sure, I may have some problems. Hey, who doesn't? You know what I mean? But they make me out to be this kind of crazy guy who's like completely out of control. You know, that just can't think rationally, to their benefit. But hey, I'm still fighting the fight, is what I'm saying. I mean, I'd be curious about other people. Like, how do you think that there's a link to some of the people that you have met in your life, which have put you on? Because you notice it, like there's someone that has been involved in your life, and then suddenly, bam, something happens to you. I mean, that's usually quite suspicious. I would love to hear about those cases, but regardless of all this, I'm still fighting the fight, and I'm not giving up. No matter what happens, I'm still fighting. I'm not going down. I'm gonna do the best that I can, that God gave me, and what can they do? They want to keep talking about me and sending their faggot, bitch ass, motherfucking, stupid ass clowns to harass me and to do all their little stupid shit. I mean, it's so old. I mean, it's getting really old. It's not affecting me anymore. I mean, it's whatever, it's happening. Okay, so what? You can't touch me. I mean, one of these people come and touch me, and they'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna be merciful to them, you know what I mean? But they can't do anything. They can't touch you. They can't do nothing. They can't drug you. They can't poison you. They can't do nothing. All they can do is talk and harass you in car honks and street theater and all this kind of nonsense, fucking stupid ass bullying shit. Man, these people are ridiculous. Anyway, you guys take care, eh?